สัตว์ประหลาดมันทั้งน่าเกลียดน่ากลัว
Welcome to Recap King. In this video, we will explain Inhuman Kiss. This movie tells the story of an innocent young woman who is the unwitting host to a Krasue, a demon who causes havoc in her village. Can she escape from the Krasue terror? Let's find out in Inhuman Kiss. Inhuman Kiss begins when four friends named Jerd, Ting, Sai, and Noi play in the forest. After walking into the middle of the forest, they found an old building that had not been inhabited for a long time. Sai and Noi decided to hide in the old house. Sai then entered the room in which there was a chest. She didn't seem to notice that behind her there had appeared a creature who was often called Krasue by the people in her village. Time has passed, and now, the four children have become adults and are still close friends. Sai is quite close with Jerd, even though it's obvious that Jerd likes Sai. Sai only thinks of Jerd as a friend so far. Sai grew up as a beautiful girl and now works as a nurse at the village clinic. There was nothing unusual about Sai's daily life except that she always found bloodstains on her bed every morning. One day, a boy went to the village clinic for treatment while accompanied by his mother. While Sai was treating the wound on the boy's leg, his mother said that she saw Krasue running around and preying on the chickens of her neighbors. The mother then told her son to close the doors and windows tightly. The next morning, Sai woke up and found many bloodstains on her bed. Not only that, she also noticed that the condition of the skin around her collarbone was starting to turn red. But Sai didn't think much of it and went to the clinic as usual. While at the clinic, Jerd came in bringing pandanus water for her. Sai then asked Jerd to accompany her to go to the forest at night. In the evening, Sai and Jerd enter the forest. The dark and eerie atmosphere of the forest frightens Jerd, but he still dares himself for Sai's sake. When they arrived in the middle of the forest, they saw a torchlight pointing at them. It turned out that the torch's light came from Noi, an old friend of them who had just returned from Bangkok. Sai looked happy to see Noi and immediately hugged him, ignoring the presence of Jerd, who was jealous of their closeness. Noi was not alone in the forest. He was on a hunt with the Krasue hunter group led by Tad. Tad thought that Krasue was roaming the area around the village where they lived. Therefore, Tad and his group go on a hunt to capture Krasue. Because if Krasue is not caught soon, the creature will bring havoc to the villagers. The disaster will happen if Krasue spits water and a girl drinks the water. Then the girl will become Krasue and look for prey. Another case, if a man who drank the water, the man would only be tortured to death, but not turn into Krasue. Sai's father, who is the village head, does not believe all of Tad's words and insists that the situation in his village is safe, even though Tad shows the head of Krasue, which he managed to kill. After Tad leaves, Sai's father scolds Noi for bringing strangers into their village. The village chief thought that Tad's group was a group of bandits. On the other hand, Sai rushed home because she felt something odd about her body. Jerd looked suspicious at Sai's strange behavior. The next morning, Sai again saw the bloodstains on her bed, but this time, the bloodstains were even more than before. Not only that, she suddenly vomited blood, and the red marks on her skin became whiter. Sai then went out of the house and saw the villagers huddled around the buffalo cage that died horribly. Noi tells Sai that a wild animal might have eaten the buffalo. Noi then invites Sai to meet Jerd. It turned out that Jerd was practicing shooting with the Krasue hunter group. Noi immediately approached Jerd and asked him to leave, but Jerd refuses and stays with Tad's group because he believes that Krasue is terrorizing his village. That night, Jerd saw Sai was applying ointment to her red skin. He called her and suggested that Sai close the doors and windows tightly. After that, Jerd and Tad's group went around the village to hunt down Krasue. On the other hand, Sai started to feel severe pain in her chest, and she eventually turned into Krasue. Elsewhere, Ting wakes up from her sleep and is very panicked because her baby is not in her cot. Ting then woke her husband. They immediately asked the Krasue hunting group for help. It turned out that Krasue had taken her baby. The creature was hovering around the village, but they had trouble shooting the Krasue because her movements were too agile. Shortly after, someone brought the baby, and Ting was very grateful that the baby was alive and unharmed. Noi was in the rice fields alone. She saw Krasue floating towards the village. Noi followed the Krasue until the creature entered Sai's house. Noi then climbs the window and is very surprised to discover that Sai is the Krasue. After Sai had returned to being fully human, she caught Noi peeking at her from the window. The panicked Noi immediately left Sai's house in a hurry. Sai was very devastated because she realized that she was Krasue who had preyed on the livestock of her neighbors. The next day, Sai worked at the village clinic as usual, but she didn't find Noi there, and she was disappointed. Noi turned out to go to a temple to ask a monk for help. The monk said that Krasue was created from black magic and had a scary appearance. Krasue is female, while male is called Krahang. But Krahang's figure was different from Krasue's. Krasue usually only preys on livestock and does not harm humans. The monk then said that Noi had to follow his own heart regarding the inner turmoil he was facing. After returning from the temple, Noi brings a chicken and intends to give it to Sai. That night, Sai turned back into Krasue, but Noi had been waiting for this and immediately handed over the chicken he brought for Sai's meal so that she would no longer have to leave the house to look for prey. The next morning, Sai is very happy that Noi has returned to work at the clinic. Sai then hugged Noi and was relieved that he chose to stay by her side, even though he knew her secret. Noi then told Sai to act normally so that the villagers would not suspect her. Every night, Noi often brings meat for Sai, until one day, Noi managed to get information about the Krasue herbal plant, which is efficacious enough to suppress the Krasue transformation in a person. But the prevention of this transformation is only temporary. That person will still turn into Krasue if she doesn't take the herbal medicine again. One day, Sai arrives by a little girl patient whose condition is weak and pale face. Sai and Noi immediately checked the girl's condition. Not long after, Jerd came and brought a drink for Sai. Jerd then informed that Tad's group was going on a big hunt tonight. Jerd also advised Sai not to leave the house tonight and close the doors and windows tightly. After Jerd and Sai left, the little girl who was resting at the clinic felt thirsty. With great difficulty, the girl tried to get up and drank the drink given to Sai by Jerd, but it caused the girl to turn into Krasue at night. Tad and his group rushed to the girl and killed her mercilessly. The next day, they then carried out the tradition of burning corpses. The little girl's parents who turned into Krasue looked devastated and cried hysterically after the child's tragic death. Sai and Noi then returned to the clinic. Sai realized that the little girl turned into Krasue after drinking water from the same glass she was using. Sai felt very frustrated and frightened at the thought of everyone knowing her true identity as Krasue. Luckily, Noi was always by her side and supported her. Noi then takes Sai to the forest to look for clues about Krasue. They went into the forest at night. It turns out that Tad and his group are secretly following them. Jerd then asked Tad to unfollow his two friends, but Tad didn't listen to him. Sai and Noi finally arrive at the old house they used to play hide and seek. While checking things around the house, they find a lit plant behind the house. Noi then realized that the plant was a Krasue herb that could temporarily stop Krasue's transformation. If Sai eats one herb, she won't turn into Krasue for a whole night. Sai and Noi took some herbs to stockpile. Because the atmosphere was so romantic, they were carried away in the middle of a lit garden of plants. Noi then kissed lips gently, but the romantic moment did not last long, because suddenly Jerd was in front of them along with Tad and his group. Jerd was jealous and hit Noi. As Jerd and Noi fight, Sai runs away and enters the old house again. She then saw the room with a chest with the lid open and emitting a red light. She immediately remembered the victims who became her prey and also remembered her childhood. It turns out that in the past, when Sai was playing hide and seek in the old house, Krasue had kissed her. That was the beginning of Sai turning into Krasue. Sai then turns into Krasue and kills all members of Tad's group until only Tad is left alive. Realizing that Sai's life is in danger, Jerd immediately chases her so that Tad doesn't kill Sai. Jerd arrived just in time as Tad was about to shoot Sai, but Jerd lost to Tad because Tad could easily knock him down. Elsewhere, Noi sees a mysterious creature jumping in the trees. He then entered the old house and was very relieved that Sai had returned to her human form and was not injured. Noi then took Sai back to her house. The next day, the villagers were shocked by the discovery of the bodies of the Krasue hunters and the villagers who had participated in the hunt in the forest. The village head then asked Tad about Krasue's true identity. Noi, eavesdropping on the village chief and Tad's conversation secretly, immediately thought of Sai's safety and rushed to meet her. But in the middle of the journey, he suddenly felt pain, the effect of kissing Sai the night before. Tad and the villagers then head to Sai's house to prove that Sai is Krasue. Sai, panicking and confused, hurriedly looked for the herbs she had brought from the old house's backyard, but the bundle of plants had disappeared from her room. She then asked her grandmother about the parcel. It turned out that the grandmother thought the package contained dirty clothes and put them in the dirty clothes basket. All the residents had packed into her yard, and because of Tad's instigation, the residents became impatient and insisted that Sai come out immediately. Sai's father even had to shoot into the air to calm the residents, but the shot made Sai even more panicked, and finally, the package in her hand fell into the sewer in the bathroom. Sai's father called his daughter many times to get out. Sai couldn't help but jump into the muddy ditch to pick up the herbs and eat them. Sai finally appeared in front of the whole village, pretending that she had just taken a shower. Tad then urges Jerd to reveal the truth about Sai's transformation into Krasue in front of everyone. But Jerd, who loved Sai, chose to remain silent and said nothing. Sai, annoyed with Tad, then lied by saying that Tad and his group were bullying her in the forest. Sai then said that Jerd had saved her. Jerd supports Sai's lie and says that's exactly what happened in the forest last night. Jerd then went home to rest. It turned out that Tad had been hiding in his room. He was furious at Jerd, who had betrayed him. Tad then attacked Jerd, and he turned into a scary creature. The supply of herbs that Sai brought home was running low. Noi went back to the forest to get some more plants, but when he arrived at the old house's backyard, the herb garden had been burned to the ground. Turns out it was Tad who burned down Krasue's herb garden. Noi tried to grow the herbs elsewhere, but all the plants died. Noi then invites Sai to flee to Bangkok and hopes to find someone to cure her condition. After all, Sai's safety in the village was already threatened because of Tad's actions that incited the villagers. Noi asks Sai to meet him tomorrow after sunset. Sai seems to be undecided whether she will stay in the village or go with Noi to Bangkok. Elsewhere, Jerd's condition seems to be getting worse. He even heard Tad's voice ringing in his head, forcing him to kill Sai. Jerd also became very frustrated because of this. Sai then came to Jerd's house because she was worried about his condition. Jerd then revealed that all this time, he had known that Sai was Krasue. Jerd first noticed it when he quietly followed Sai, who was rushing home after feeling a pain in her chest and showing a strange behavior. Jerd saw with his own eyes how Sai killed and preyed on the villagers' livestock. Of course, Jerd was shocked and surprised to find out that the girl he loved was Krasue, but he still loves Sai and keeps trying to protect her. Jerd deliberately joins Tad's group to disrupt their hunt, so she can stay safe and unsuspected. Jerd also deliberately supports Sai's lies and betrays Tad, but the consequences that he must accept to protect Sai were so great, Jerd slowly turned into a sinister figure. Noi returns to the temple to ask the monk for advice. The monk then told the beginning of the emergence of Krasue in their village. Noi quickly returned to the village at nightfall to pick up Sai, but Sai was invited out by her father to watch the screen step on with all the villagers. Sai started to feel pain. Elsewhere, Jerd's transformation finally ends, and he transforms into Krahang, who will hunt down Krasue Sai. Sai transforms into Krasue, right in front of the entire village. Jerd quickly caught the floating Krasue Sai and was about to kill her, but Noi arrives just in time and tries to make Jerd aware of his love for Sai. Deep in his heart, Jerd still loves Sai and cares deeply for her. Jerd also released Sai and chose to fight against Tad, who turned out to be another Krahang. But Tad manages to beat Jerd and take his heart. On the other hand, Noi tries to save Sai's body, beaten by the whole village. Noi managed to escape from the crowds while carrying Sai's body, but not long after running away, Noi is confronted by Tad, who wants to destroy Sai's body. Noi was already getting ready to fight Tad empty-handed, but then the monk came and immediately killed Tad by shooting him in the head. The monk then revealed that in the past, he had a wife who became Krasue. The monk tried to protect his wife from suspicious villagers by putting her in a chest and locking her in chains. The monk then told Noi and Sai to hurry out of the village before the villagers found them. Noi and Sai ran towards the river and were almost at the boat when the enraged group of villagers drew closer. Noi promised Sai that he would continue to accompany her until they found someone to cure her condition. But Noi's hopes were in vain because one of the residents managed to shoot Sai in the head, and she died. Noi screamed hysterically, watching Sai die in front of him. He did not stop crying because he was devastated by the death of the girl he loved. The film ends.